today we're going to be doing a video and we're going to do a walk around, we'll do a test drive, we'll show you a cold start and the lights working on a very rare and special 1967 Ford Mustang T-5, which it's actually technically or legally a T-5. The T-5s were the Mustangs that were exported by Ford to Germany in the 60s, and they were debadged and renamed T-5 due to a trucking company or a truck manufacturing company in Germany that owned the rights to the name Mustang. They did continue to keep the pony badges, but all the other Mustang badges were stripped. The T-5 badges were added. This particular car has underwent an extensive restoration using new old stock components and parts wherever possible. And you see it's got a very nice set of dual red line BF Goodrich tires on the factory Ford Magnum wheels. The paint on this car is in very good condition. There might be just a minor chip periodically throughout the car, but only a couple. It has very few miles on the restoration of the car, and you'll see in the pictures of the body, it's very correct. It's the bottom side of the car is extremely clean. Red oxide primer. It's got correct markings throughout, and you'll see the Fomaco name and part number on a lot of the components, the muffler, the resonator, and in the interior, the red vinyl interior is in excellent condition. It's got the added with an upgraded center console. It's got the upgraded console on the roof with the map lights. Has the deluxe rear folding seat. The interior is in just excellent condition, showing minimal to no wear. The color combination on this car is extremely rare as well, as you'll see on the Marti report. The car is a true one of one. All your chrome and stainless is in excellent condition. Body gaps are very good, and I would say probably about as good as they were from the factory when the car was new. Of course, we all know in the 60s a lot of these cars get restored better than factory. The paint does have just a slight orange peel, trying to mimic what the car would have had from the factory, so it does have a little bit of orange peel, nothing drastic. And there is some spots in the car where you can see some slight imperfections in the paint, but nothing major, no dents. The body's extremely straight. Again, in the interior is in excellent condition. So very minimal to no wear. And this car still retains, and when the car was exported to Germany, they require that you have a steering wheel lock. And on this car, it still retains the lock that was put on it from the factory. This hand to get stuff showing you the interior there. No tears in the seats, they're in excellent condition. The headliner's in excellent condition. The rear seat folds and functions just like it should. On the rear tail lights, I should mention that. Also, when the car was exported to Germany, the outer lens needed to be amber, so the two inner lenses are still red and the external lens is amber. So we'll go look underneath the hood. Not a whole lot of flaws to show us. It's extremely well restored and maintained. So under the hood, you'll see that it's very correct, down to the tower hose clamps, Fomoco hoses, Fomoco belts. It's got an Autolite oil filter, Autolite spark plug wires. So very correct underneath the hood. Still has the heat riser. When Hannah gets to this side, you'll see the heat riser from the exhaust manifold. The air cleaner is still intact. The windshield washer bag is still intact. And it does have front disc brakes, factory front disc brakes, which is nice. And it's got the dual cylinder brake master cylinder. So, fender tag. I think if Hannah could kind of zoom in on this, but this is specific for the West Germany cars as well. It actually says it on the fender tag there. But just an absolutely stunning example of a very rare color combination and a very rare Germany exported Mustang. So if you're in the market for a Mustang fastback, you want a 289 4-speed car, you need to take a look at this one. She's got some special history and just a fabulous restoration. So, well, next we'll grab Tyler and do a cold start and test drive. It's nice that these classics have seat belts. Just feel a little bit safer.
Not much. Still no airbags.
So today we've done the walk around video. Now we're doing the test drive of this extremely rare and beautiful 1967 Ford Mustang or T-5.
Yeah. So these cars, I'm sure Dad got into it in the walk around with how just the history behind this car.
I don't know that I did lot.
I mean, these T5s are just, they're a car that you just don't see in the States, and for good reason. These were West Germany, well, they're just Germany export cars, sorry. Germany export cars. And just because when they went over to Europe, the truck manufacturing plant owned the rights to the Mustang name. So once Ford sent these over to Germany, they got rebadged as the Ford T5. All the Mustang lettering was stripped off the car. And a couple extra special deals too, like the steering wheel lock was a mandatory thing for Germany back in the day. So it does have the German steering wheel lock still on the car. It's not functional right now, but it's there and can be hooked up. Brake lights for European marker lights, you have to have ambers on the outside. So the traditional 3 red tail lights on the Mustangs are now 2 red and an amber on the outside. Real subtle detail, but just one that's kind of cool to point out to people. And then they got the heavy-duty suspension to kind of help these Mustangs handle the Autobahn.
Do we know why they picked T5?
T5 was the project name for the Ford Mustang before 1964.
Okay, I thought maybe so. So that's where the T5 comes from.
Yeah, you'll have a couple people just assume for whatever reason that this car has a Tremec T5 transmission in it. It does not, but this one is equipped with a top loader 4-speed, like it should have come from the factory.
And it's a date coded 67.
Correct. Yeah, it's a correct date code top loader transmission.
And the restoration of this car, the gentleman did use as much NOS new old stock parts as possible. So it's a very correct, I mean, the mufflers, are Fomoco with the right Ford part number,
Yep.
belts, hoses, I mean,
everything's Fomoco.
yeah.
It's got the correct Motorcraft carburetor, 2-barrel carburetor on the Seco 289. It's, red oxide primer on the bottom side. It's very nicely detailed on the bottom side. You can absolutely show this car, show the bottom side.
So it runs and drives extremely well.
Oh yeah, this is one of the best driving first-gen Mustangs.
Yeah, I mean it feels factory. I mean it's not going to like a 2012 Mustang GT.
Yeah.
It's gonna, you know, but it feels great. I mean, it feels solid on the road. And that start was a cold start.
Yeah.
It's
about
extremely
a 30
tight.
degree. It's a 30-degree day today too. So
yeah, and we
yeah.
just jumped in this car. I don't even think I tapped the gas to set the choke. I just turned the key, fired up, we pulled it out the lot. I mean, everything. The clutch feels great. The transmission feels great. Of course, we went over the condition of the car a little bit on the walk around, but the interior of this car is just
excellent.
Oh, it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's got the factory starting instructions on the. Oh, that's my phone.
Nice.
I swear it's the first time I drove a stick.
And it does have the seldom seen roof console that was offered. And the way this car is optioned, it is a true one-of-one car documented by Marti report. And the car does come with the Marti report at the sale. It's an elite Marti report.
Yeah.
So it's nice and framed. It has a copy of the window sticker in it showing that this car was originally equipped with the T5 package.
And the color combo is extremely rare. I think, if I remember right, and it's on the Marti report, I think it was less than 900 in this silver.
Yep.
And less than 100 with this paint and trim coat.
Yeah.
So this silver with the red interior.
So it's actually a very stunning car to look at too. I mean, this color combo just, it pops. It's a beautiful combo.
Yeah, it's just an absolutely gorgeous car.
Absolutely.
So, and you know, the drivability of it is great. Everything is in the speedometer, well, the odometer as well, are in kilometers.
Yeah.
So, being a German car, so it's showing, well, 8,000 kilometers, I think, since the restoration. But, you know, everything on the car works. I haven't tried the radio yet. We'll turn that on and let it warm up a little bit. But the map lights, like Tyler talked about, the red map lights, those work. Just very nice restoration.
It is. Yeah, it's one you could, you can just get in and drive wherever. To know it does have an aluminum radiator, which I think is the only modification away from stock that this car has. But we do have an original Fomoco radiator and the original fan shroud for the car to go with the car. So if you wanted to put it back to stock, you absolutely could.
So if you're looking for a first-gen Mustang fastback, it's got some great history, very nicely restored. You wouldn't need to look any farther. This car covers all those bases. But
Absolutely.
check this great 1967 Ford T-5 fastback